be honest, it's been over since Christmas, but Liverpool are Premier League champions, and they've done it pretty convincing. But, I mean, if you've looked at the prior seasons of the Premier League, I would say there's been a very obvious downtick in terms of ability and performances across the league. And Liverpool was the only team that really stayed consistent from where they were last year and the year before with Klopp. And that's why, like, Arne Slot obviously is going to get the praise and he's going to get all the credit. But, I mean, Jurgen Klopp really did build this team. Arne Slot, of course, he deserves it, right? He deserves the credit. He does very well to come into a new job and win the title. You know, that's not easy. That's very, very difficult thing to do. So, but if you look at the contenders, like, there wasn't really a true contender for this title other than Liverpool. Like, there isn't really a second place in this season. Like, Arsenal will get second place, and they're competing in the Champions League, so, I mean, I would still say it's a successful season for them, but they really didn't show out in the Premier League like they should have. Now that the Premier League's been decided, this Champions League race is going to get really good, because there are 4 spots left. Well, really, there are 3 spots left, because Arsenal, Liverpool, will get 2 of them. And then 5th place will get Champions League, I believe. So, and I'm pretty sure there are like 6 teams that are competing. There's Manchester City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. 5 teams. 5 teams competing for a Champions League spot with, I think, 3 games to go. Oh man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, especially that last day of the season, because you know it's going to come down to the last game. You know it's going to come down to the last game. It's going to be great. Great football to watch. But yeah, I mean, talking about some of the, like, Manchester City obviously did not perform the way that you would think. Very, like, off year for Pep Guardiola and City. And the fact that they're still competing for a trophy just goes to show how good Guardiola is. I actually think that he's become a little bit underrated through this whole thing of Manchester City dropping off a little bit, because he has been dealing with some really bad injuries. He's had to rotate players in, like some young players, like obviously recently Haaland has been out for injury, but I mean Rodri, like their most important player, Ballon d'Or winner, Rodri, out for basically the entire season. Like, that cripples a team, and it's like so obvious that's like the biggest reason Manchester City was terrible. But it's also like this season was it's such an interesting one, because the top teams kind of fell down a little bit. Obviously, Manchester United, Tottenham fell off a cliff, right? But also the kind of mid-table elevated so much. Like up, like Nottingham Forest, obviously they're like, I think they're in 3rd right now, or 4th. Crazy. I mean, even Aston Villa, I think, are performing really, really well. Brighton, amazing. Fulham did amazing. Like, a lot of these teams that you would have written off before the season started really stepped up and played insane against some of the tougher teams. Also, I mean, shout out to Everton as well. Great defensively. That was part of it, right? That was part of it. But, I mean, Liverpool stayed consistent the whole time. Total credit to them, you know. As for this Liverpool team going forward, I think they do need to make some changes in the offseason. I think there will be a better challenger next season, whether that be Arsenal, Man City, those kind of teams again. Maybe there's a newcomer, you know? Maybe there's a team in white and blue and gold that'll come after you. You never know. Maybe a little wild card team comes in. We'll talk about that then, I guess. But